Began to even tell you the amount of times that I wanted to quit. Like, I've made these big platforms on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and they're awesome and it's amazing. But there are so many times where I'm looking at this content creation stuff, and I'm just like, man, it's not working. Especially because platforms like this video is only going to exist here, but platforms like this make it so hard sometimes, and we want to give up because we see other people succeeding and we're thinking, why not us? And I was just sitting with that thought. I'm like, man, maybe I should just stick to other things and try to make those things work. I wanted to give up insanely so much. But then I realized that the opposite, the only thing that could ever make anything successful, the only way I can be successful is if I'm consistent in something that's difficult. Because we all do this, but I tend to quit. I tend to do well in something, and then the moment that there's a stumbling block, I make that thing the center point as to why I'm going to quit or not continue or not persevere. But I really feel it in my heart that this is one of those things that can't exist. Like, this has to be a thing where we have to push in, we have to press in, especially if you have a gift of creativity, especially if you have a gift of speaking, especially if that's something in you. This is the most natural outlet for you to stay in this thing. Yeah, there's so many times that I wanted to quit, but one thing that I've learned and that I've been so grateful for is that even when I don't see the fruits of what I'm doing, they're there. Like, there are times people have reached out to me, especially in my old podcast, and they send me messages telling me how impactful it was and how good it was to them, and they don't understand that means absolutely everything to me. Because even if it's not monetary, even if I can't continue to live a life off of content creation or making the things that I've made, it means everything for me to know that there was a moment where somebody heard something I said and it changed something in them. I think that when our goal becomes this reality of helping people, of doing something, of creating something of value and worth, not just something that we're paid for, it changes everything. And I've wanted to quit for so much because it's just so much work. Like, there's so many times where I'm just like, well, I will maybe not make as much as working a regular 9 to 5, but I won't have the stress of doing the things that I have to do. I don't think people realize how much goes into this. I don't think they realize how much effort and time it takes. And yes, systems help and systems work, and I'm doing a whole thing on that specifically because it's made my life so much easier. But I don't think that people realize how important it is and how necessary for us who love to create is to do these things and the challenges that come with it. So if you're in that shoes, if you feel like me, a lot of times where you feel like you're going to quit, that you're going to give up, I need you to analyze what's really happening. Because a lot of times we're desiring to quit because of frustration that's manageable in different ways. We're frustrated because we think that the thing that's supposed to happen isn't happening on the timeline that we desire. So we make an idol, we make a god out of our timeline. We say that if this thing exists now, or if it doesn't exist now, and despite all the work I've put in at that thing, that means I'm not good, that I'm not going to be making it. And it has to be on that time frame. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, I'll share this too. My first podcast got picked up. And I say first because I'm working on other stuff. But the first one got picked up. This is the reason I was able to afford anything. The reason I was able to grow, but I wasn't ready for it. I absolutely was not ready for it. I was in a really bad space. I was doing a lot of things that I was trying to fix and mend, right? And I had a lot of responsibilities that came on my shoulders in that same time frame. And I just didn't manage it well. I didn't do what I'm supposed to do marketing wise. I didn't create the way I was supposed to create social media. I know it works. I just didn't have the time for it. And it taught me a huge lesson that there's things that we are prematurely trying to get, and if we get in a time frame, we will lose it. You will fumble it because you do not know what it takes to build that thing. You haven't built the character around it for that thing to strive and to grow. So everything that we're going through is building character. Every season that you're in, every part of you that needs to grow is going to build character. And if you learn to accept that and to grow with that, it would change how you perceive this. Of course I wanted to quit. Of course I still even think about it because it's something that the character hasn't been fully developed yet. It's a character building thing. And it sucks and it's the worst, but it will make you so much better in the long run when this thing is where you need it to be, because it will be. If you're consistent and you believe it and you work like it's true, it will happen. When you are living in that, it changes so much because now you're able to actually be this person that you are. You're able to thrive in it. So yeah, well, you might want to quit. I wanted to quit. So many times I still think about that, but I need to believe, you need to believe, we need to believe that the person that we are, that the thing that we want to do is more attainable than we realize. It's easy to quit. You'll guarantee that it never happens. But if you learn from the things that you failed in and pick up from the mistakes and refine things, you will be the best version of you in that field because you know what it took to get there. You know the failings, you know the shortcomings, you know the pitfalls, you know what it's like to feel like you're not good enough in something. and develop character in a way that you know that that's a lie too. Yeah, it might feel like quitting because that's human. You're human and you're going through the human experience. But when you're persistent in your perseverance, when you say, I'm going to make this happen, it's going to happen. And you know what? And even if a lot of people don't, I'm again building this YouTube channel and I feel like no one's watching anything, and that's okay. I mean, it was awesome that we did 1,000 followers in a month, which that was my goal, my little goal. And this video might not even see, we might have 15 people that see it, and thank you for being 15. But I believe that if we create for the sake of creating, that we will stir that up in us. That as you grow and develop and become better, just for the sake of the thing that is good to be said, and you just putting it out there, that's going to learn and grow something in you. So if you're like me and you felt like quitting, I hope that this message brings you some clarity and some hope and things that you don't have to quit. That you're capable of making this happen. Not just capable, you will make it happen because you believe it.